Hello and welcome to this interview series ahead of Big Data and AI World on the 6th and 7th of March at Excel London. I'm Rebecca Uppendale, tech reporter at Techarati. Today my guest is Rosanne Werner, digital and data strategy and transformation lead at Coca-Cola Europacific Partners. Rosanne Werner will appear at Big Data and AI World in March, but today we're going back in time to talk about 3 significant years in Rosanne's life that has shaped their life and career. So thank you, Rosanne, for agreeing to this video interview series.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. And what was the first year of significance that you would like to share with us today?
So the first year was when I left my family and my friends behind in Sydney and moved over to London.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like quite a big move. How was that experience for you?
It was very enlightening. I was in my mid-20s. I had qualified and had a comfortable lifestyle, funded by a finance position at the time, but I was itching for more. I wanted to experience more things. And packing up and moving over to London in a new country really forces you to come out of your comfort zone and to adapt to new and unfamiliar surroundings. So this was really exciting because I got to really embrace each moment as a new moment and then also be really present in my daily experiences. I learnt how much I loved connecting and meeting with people, hearing about their unique stories and building new networks. And through these connections, I've been able to make some really incredible people that taught me really good lessons and sharing really good experiences and what I wanted to do in life.
And what are some of these lessons and experiences that you learned along the way during this year?
Living in the present, not being afraid to fail, trying new things, just keeping an open mind in terms of what is new out there and what life can really teach you.
And is this kind of, mantra carried with you throughout your career of wanting to learn more and itching to learn more and more experiences?
Exactly. With the digital and data space, everything's evolving so quickly, and just keeping that mindset and the curiosity to continue learning, talk to people about their use cases and experiences, and then how to apply the ever-changing technologies into your work life as well as your personal life.
And how has those technologies changed if you look back to that year?
It's incredible how much data we're collecting, and then it's understanding what data to use. You can be overwhelmed with a lot of data, but it's really like going back to, okay, what is the question I'm really trying to answer? And have I got the right data? Am I looking at it in the right perspective? But then also, how do I use that data to answer the questions that I'm looking for?
And what's one of these big questions that you think is present now and today compared? What is the next big unanswered question in the data and AI space?
I mean, with the data and AI space, with the whole new generative AI, the skills that we're traditionally, been brought up, this generative AI piece is quite new in terms of what we're putting into generative AI. Are we using it in a safe and responsible manner? And then also what's coming out of it? Are we using that responsibly? Are we looking at that with a conscious of any bias or hallucination, and then using that in the right way to help us be more productive and enhance our experiences and really just leverage that. How do we help use generative AI to increase our day-to-day experiences?
How difficult has it been to try and keep up the same quality of data with this AI coming into force, and how much has it increased your workload or your approach to, or changed or altered your approach to working?
With the constant changing of the requirements from AI and the legislations, I mean, we have teams that help us keep on top of that, but then at the same time we need to focus on bringing the awareness to our employees that these are emerging technologies. We're giving them a safe space to test these technology, sharing of what are the insights that are learnt from the technology, that because it's new and it's quite emerging, a lot of people are quite scared of it at first, But then we want, it's creating those communities and forums to test safely, share our learnings, what are the possibles of using this technology to help each other work more efficiently, more productively, and then also enhancing the results that we are getting from this technology.
I do want to go a little bit back to when you said you moved away and you made that big life decision. And you said you were kind of itching to find something more. Have you found that? Have you found that extra spark that you were looking for? Or is it still an ongoing journey for you?
I've been at Coca-Cola Europacific Partners for a good decade now, and one of the really good experiences I had was we had like a team function event, and we had a insights discovery session where we took a test, and with data it told us what our personality types were. And in my function at the time, we were told to stand on the circle of our color personality, and to my surprise, I was the only person with a blue and yellow personality insights. And they're on opposite sides of the circle, representing contrasting traits and characters. So that gave me real insights in terms of how I worked and what really truly motivated me and excites me. And with someone that has the thinking and the feeling tendencies, I was like really leveraging on that in terms of, okay, I can connect with people on an emotional level, but at the same time using the blue side, the analytical thinking side, to approach challenges in a logical innovation manner. So this really leveraged me into the whole transformation and organizational change space, where I was able to navigate challenges through a balanced approach, through the empathy and the analytical thinking side. So through that, I've realized I really love being this whole sunny data person. So leveraging what my personality is, and doing the roles that I can make a big impact on.
Are there any other traits that you think are important for someone in the same position as you are within Coca-Cola?
Because we're investing, like businesses are investing so much in data and technology these days. We've got data engineers, data platform, and we've got data scientists working on these complex models, making sure the data is being cleaned and governed and put it in a really good process. And we're building all these analytical tools. But it's a people element side that we need them to use these tools and really get the insights out of the data that drives the action, that helps us from the Coke perspective. How do we sell more Coke? How do we produce in a more efficient manner, as well as meeting our sustainability commitments? So it's really breaking down how people can be more data literate in terms of reading, writing, and communicating with data. How do they challenge each other in terms of their decision making using data to really enhance our performance on the sale and the performance side.
What are some personal or professional achievements that you have achieved or obtained due to this mindset that you have, and understanding your own personal ways of working? What are some of the things that you've managed to achieve by that?
One of my biggest achievements with Coca-Cola so far is the year that I founded the Data in Action program, which is a transformation program, really shaped my career and my personal growth, and I've finally found something I love doing. So this was by establishing the program, we combined like my passion for data analytics with the human element side of things. So it's really important to combine those two to really drive the tangible results for Coca-Cola. So through that, it was kind of breaking down the concept of data and analytics, and then engage and empower our commercial and supply chain functions in terms of making better decisions based on data analytics. So this program was not designed to make all our employees data scientists, but was really to engage them in terms of the why. Why do we need to be curious about data? How do we, what's our role to play in terms of making sure we're responsibly creating data as well as using data? And this program over the last 12 months has increased tenfold. So we started off with a pilot group of just under 100 people, and now we've like engaged over 1,000 people in this program across different functions, different levels, and different countries across CCP.
That sounds incredible, the fact that it's had so much growth in only just 12 months. What are some of the secrets to that success? Do you have any strategies that you employ to make sure that your project is as successful as it can be?
It's not just a learning program. So because we're dealing with mindset and culture, we need the data, the leadership in terms of the alignment, advocacy, in terms of why we're doing this, how does this achieve our strategic goals, but also providing a supportive environment for our data casters in terms of networking, collaborating, talk to each other about the success stories, how do we exchange best practices, and really drive that fire in the organisation in terms of this is why we're doing it, we're seeing the results, and encouraging and challenging each other and that kind of mindset and behavioural change.
I've read that you have quite a wide network in the fact you grew up in Hong Kong and then you moved, found an Austrian partner. What have you learned from those different cultures, and how does that apply to your work? Have you learned any insights of how to communicate and collaborate with a wide variety of people?
Everyone is very different, and the way that they interpret things and approach things, and what I've learned is the art of listening. Really understand what the people are saying, asking the right questions, and then connecting in terms of that two-way street to make sure everyone gets what they want out of the relationship.
And do you have your final year that you'd like to share?
The final year was when this program was externally recognised in a number of awards. So we were the finalists in the Best Data Skills Development Program at the 2023 Data IQ Awards. And we've also recently received recognition in the CIO 100 Awards in Spain. So the recognition of this has been really great. It's only been 12 months since we've launched this, and the multi-touch approach in terms of the leadership, the learning, the talent strategy, the engagement strategy. It's just great that we're getting externally recognised, and this is just going to be a bigger movement to come.
I'm curious to know, you stayed with Coca-Cola now for almost 10 years. What is it about the company that has really maintained that level of excellence, and that you've wanted to stay for such a long time and invest your career in them?
It's the opportunities to continuously learn. I started off in finance, I've moved into data and digital. The culture is really good. People are willing to support each other, answer each other's questions, cross-functionally as well, and cross territories. I can meet someone in Spain and never met them before, and you can tell we've got the same. It's the same culture. People, you're in the same company and you support each other. So it's that's a really good culture to kind of fail safely, fail fast, and learn safely, and just really learn from our mistakes and encourage each other to continue on.
I'm interested about your financial background. How was that, and how was the change and the transition towards those two jobs?
I am a chartered accountant by qualification. It was something I really enjoyed, but I moved from I really start focusing a lot of the finance transformation in terms of we had some finance system transformation. So it was really getting the business involved in terms of, okay, why are we doing the transformation? How does that impact me? And I really quite enjoy that. I mean, like finance, we deal with data as well on the finance data side of things. But when I made the switch to digital and data, it was those transformation skills, the blue yellow skills that I could really influence a big wider network in terms of the other functions as opposed to just finance.
It's really interesting that you were the only person to have those two specific areas. Do you know what the most common ones were and why yours was so different?
A lot of them were in the either the red or the blue, or they were in the green. So there were quite strong traits in terms of the function. But because blue and yellow were on opposite sides, I was the only one standing in that quadrant there.
What's in store for 2024? What is it that you're really looking forward to, or any achievements that you would hope to obtain?
I've loved what I've done in terms of building this program, and it's scaling it. How can we reach more people in terms of this transformation, but then also learning from other organisations in terms of their journey, what can we bring in. So it's really brought, again, curiously, continuously learning how do we bring this impact to a wider reach.
Are there any tips that you have for other professionals in your line of work where perhaps that they have that fear of failure? Can you perhaps give any advice of how to get over that, or what kind of pitfalls you yourself fell into?
If you're afraid to fail, you will never learn anything. It's giving it a go. From the Australian side of me, going, you give it a go. You can never really look back on that. You're always going to learn something. You either succeed, or there'll be people that will be on this journey with you that you can build that network, learn from them. There's always something to learn. So giving it a go, even if you fail, you will learn something, and it will just make your next step so much bigger and better, and you get to develop as well.
And ahead of your speaker session in March, do you have anything you would like to share with the industry?
It'd be great to connect with other people in the industry, share success stories, and also hear what they have to say in terms of their journey, and how we can make the industry more data driven in terms of decision making, and more digital savvy as well.
And where do you see data going in the next few years?
Oh, it's $1 million question, isn't it? Especially with how fast AI is evolving at the moment. It's just so exciting seeing every week something new coming on. So it's just keeping that curious mind, and then picking the right things for your use cases, really identifying those use cases that you're trying to solve, and making sure you keep that kind of focus on the use cases. Otherwise it can be quite overwhelming.